I can't hear you.
Yay!
Hold on. Okay, now I can hear you. Hello and welcome to the 435th annual A2Newtech meetup. Nobody listens to me. I am one of your many organizers. Other organizers, Wes and Roger, please raise your hands to be identified. Those are the actual organizers of the organizing body. I'm the disorganizer. We have to thank a whole bunch of sponsors, but the one that I want to single out today, the one that gets no credit whatsoever, the one that was founded by our founding founder, is A2Geeks. A2Geeks is providing some very nice services for A2Newtech, and we are grateful for them, and we appreciate them, and they look in the camera and they say, hey, A2Geeks, you rock. And Roger puts that online. This whole thing is being broadcast on Ustream. Go back to A2Newtech.org after for links that Roger dutifully posts when he's not investing. We have a really nice lineup, a good mix of entrepreneurial talent. We have folks from both the east and the west side of Ann Arbor. And to kick it off, I'd like to invite Taulbee up here. Marie's an entrepreneur that I met 2 years ago, and at the time she was surprised that anybody in the entrepreneurial space had any overlap in her space, which is equine management. She's going to set up her slides while I slowly introduce her. We usually have microphones and stuff, but I'm not proud of that. Right, so additional sponsors that we're going to thank today. We have to do a big shout out to HP and AMD and their ProBook campaign, which is another fine underwriter of this meetup. So let me have a big A2Newtech huzzah for HP and AMD. Huzzah! I can't hear you.
Huzzah!
All right. So if we huzzah louder than the guys in Grand Rapids, we get a ProBook to give away to one of you guys. And we got a bunch of giveaways we can do that later. Additional sponsors come from the Entrepreneur and Venture Club of the Ross Business School, which has provided us with this beautiful facility. The Center for Entrepreneurship at the School of Engineering. Who am I missing, Roger? Oh, and General Electric. General Electric has decided that entrepreneurship is cool. It gives them lots of nice companies to buy. So GE is another fine underwriter of this meetup, but they're not giving us any giveaways. They can come up first in the list. We have slides. We have Marie. Let's give it up for Marie Taulbee and LaRaedo.
Taulbee, and I own a company called Equine Maintenance, and I have a product called LaRaedo, which is a web-based horse farm management and invoicing software.
You talk. You talk.
Sorry. All right, mission statement for LaRaedo is to provide horse farm owners and their horse boarding customers a secure mechanism to increase their communication with each other about the maintenance of the boarded horse and any incurred charges for the horse on the farm. Why did I create it? Well, basically, I have a background in computer information systems, and I have a daughter who loves horses. So for the past 20 years, now she's out on her own now, still training horses, but we spent a lot of time at different farms, and so we kind of got an idea of as a boarder and as a person that customer on the farm, what I would like to see kind of improve their attitude, and so I decided to go ahead after a couple of years ago when I left for a motor company that I would start something that I really wanted to do for a long time. So what this does is it gives everybody an easy way to connect and to see what kind of maintenance activities that occur on the farm for the horse. It supplies information on the billable charges that occur on the farm for the horse. So that the farm owner and the boarded horse, the customer that has the boarded horse and their staff all have their own login, so that the customer can log in and see the charges that are incurred for them before they even get their invoice at the end of the month. And I made it simple, easy to use, and automated, repeatable, so that just by And because it's a service for their customers, they can also upsell it a bit, add a couple more dollars to the board, and basically this how it works out. So what I did is I put together, put on this right, kind of an overview of what the software looks like. So this is what the dashboard, what the farm owner sees when they log in. And they can put in a horse that they created. It shows this is what the board needs to do for their horse. And you can send all the different tasks and events that are been assigned. And just by that. Calendar shows all the different things that the farmer can see for all the horses on the farm that still need to be completed or who's been assigned to them. There's a billing menu that shows what's pending, what invoice has been paid. They need to send out a reminder. And then there is an ability to create an invoice on the fly for those that maybe just have lessons and they don't have a worded course. There's a list of all the users on the farm, customers and employees. And then there's the ability to send message alerts to all the farm members, all the people that are on the farm, and either all of them or one or two, whatever they want to do. And it sends it to their email address on file. And also, when they log in, they see that's the first thing that they see. So, this is pretty much the overall view of Farmler, and there's much more to it, but I'll be this. So, are there any questions?
I got one quick. Anybody else? Over here.
Do you have direct competition, like people that do the same thing?
Direct competition and other SaaS for horses.
Right now, there is some web-based software out there, but the software is for just the farm owner. There isn't anything that so far that I've seen where they have it so that there's all three components can log in and view the maintenance of the horse on the farm.
Were the select alert recipients based on actual customers?
Yeah, I'm working on that. You noticed, huh? That's my test data. I had fun with it, so I just put it in whoever I could think of at the time that I'd like to purchase the
Question
stuff.
for the audience. Who knows who Bob Seeger is? Okay.
Oh, person, that's why.
All right, number one thing that the horse farm where my horse lives is Coggins. All right, so Coggins is a horse disease. And the woman who runs the farm is constantly getting Coggins reports from vets on the horses in her board and then giving them out to folks if we're ever going to take a horse to an event or if they're going to have some kind of a competition. Do you have any provision for distributing horse papers?
Well, the software allows for the ability to upload files, attachments,
Perfect.
JPEG, any kind of file, and you can send notes back and forth and links to videos and so forth. So it's kind of one place where everybody can go to keep, organized.
Awesome. I'm going to recommend it to my horse farm. Right here.
What kind of
Hey, how
feedback
you
do you get from your customers?
I'm sorry.
What kind of feedback do you get from your customers?
Everybody's been really positive for it. We just put this into production about 2 months ago, and I've gotten a lot of really good feedback. I attend a lot of different events.
Over here, then over there.
Can you cross-purpose it for, say, dog kennels?
That's exactly what my next project is to move this product, and there will be, of course, some changes, but into, dog animal kennels.
And it'll be called La Fido.
Yeah.
Over here.
Presumably your
Joel?
clients already have ways of tracking billable events. So does your software duplicate that so that they can use your software as a tracking mechanism, or does it require duplication?
I'm sorry, you mean,
You're going to someplace that they're billing people, and they already have a way to track whenever they knock out the cells.
Let's talk about what do horse farms do before LaRaedo?
well, some of them, there's a variety of different things, depending on the horse farm. Some of them just write it out. I mean, some use maybe spreadsheets, and then some have QuickBooks. In fact, that's another thing that I'm working on right now with my developers. Take this piece of new, what it's called a web connector, where you can actually take the invoice data and upload it into their QuickBooks that they already have that.
Over here.
I know there's other pet care centers who have live streaming webcams. You thought about doing that in stables?
Excellent.
I do have that. In fact, there is an area where you can upload a photo, but we also have that set up where in the future we can use it for webcams, but a lot of horse farms don't have that. Most of them have webcams. They do is in the arena, down the aisleways, or maybe in the foaling area, but not in every single stall. So that's
this question back here, you say it's not integrated into accounting systems at this point. You know, the transition from paper to this, you know, are plans to integrate into whatever people are using normally at this point? What are you thinking?
Well, a large majority of the firms that I've talked to do use QuickBooks, but right now we have it set up so that they can generate a report of all of the expenses, not only the farm owner, but the board can generate a report of all the expenses into a CSV file or Excel spreadsheet. So they can use that information and give it to their bookkeeper at this point, but I mean, it is a way of keeping all the information together.
You? Then you.
Do you have the ability to provide support to non-techie horse farm owners?
Oh, absolutely. But one thing that I did with the software when I started out is I tried to make it as simple as possible. I do have training or instruction worksheets, but basically they don't, I mean, it's very basic. It's easy to jump in and pretty much self-explanatory, but you can help anybody that wants to learn.
All right, I have one over here, then one over there.
How much do you charge the horse stables a month? What's your pricing model like?
Price.
Well, there is 3 different pricings depending on the size of the farm. 25 horses is $47 a month, and then they go over that. It's a little bit more.
All right, there were 3 dangling questions for Marie. This is an awesome number of questions. Give yourselves a big hand. She's going to hang out afterwards because she's got somebody to take care of the horse tonight, and she's going to answer all your questions in the lobby. I'm sorry I couldn't get to everybody, but you know Roger's got to make his basketball game. So let's move this right along. I want to tell you a story about a guy that I met on Craigslist. He is really nice. So this is a true story. This is before Craigslist had problems with people advertising for people instead of for products. Jason Rasnick published an ad, and it said, seeking financial writer. And that is how he met Alex Schiff. Alex and Jason then got together and started Benzinga. And Benzinga, as a content developer, has 300 or 400 articles a day. If you're reading Google Finance, Yahoo Finance, AOL Finance, you're probably reading their stuff and you don't even know it. That's you're some of the 80,000 readers that they reach every single day. I think that's a pretty cool story from an otherwise quiet Ann Arbor startup that is soon going to have a slide on the screen, and I'm running out of ad lib. Yes. Let's give it up for Jim.
Hi, thanks for listening to us here. Benzinga is a financial media news feed. We produce anywhere from 250 to 400 articles per day. The closest analogy you could draw would be to like Associated Press or Reuters. But we have a distinct focus on the investment world. So we're doing this in real time before most other outlets can cover it. We also have a unique approach where we focus on editorial content. That may include interviewing the founders of Groupon and getting their viewpoint on a business. That may include we have an ex-SEC regulator who will comment and write on our site his opinion and analysis. That's kind of stuff you won't see on sites like Reuters. I guess we'll get into the slideshow. Here's some of the content we produce. Alex can quickly talk about that.
So we produce everything from, we have our real-time news, we have trading ideas, we have our investigative special reports, interviews with the movers and shakers from across the country, Silicon Valley entrepreneurs, money managers on Wall Street, commentary, like Jason said, from ex-regulators, economists, entrepreneurs, people that are very involved in the subject that they're treating, and that's kind of the summary of what we do.
And the interviews can stem from people in business or politics. Like 2 weeks or a week from now, we have Rich Snyder who's running for governor, and just all types of entrepreneurs, people who are doing stuff, taking action, and have an interesting story to tell. So that could include one of you who are starting a company, people who are in a similar position, who like to hear your story. Those are the kind of people we like to interview. And you'll be seen by an audience of anywhere from 50 to 100,000 people. This is just a sample of like some of our partners where you can find our content. If you're on the Chronicle, you can see our content or Fox Business. This is just a few of them. We have a lot more than these, but here's an example of where our content appears. Why we think it's important to provide editorial content to various sites. It's sticky. There's a lot of data products, but we focus on providing superior editorial content in a nimble fashion at a lower cost than some of the bigger places out there. And editorial content causes people to click around, read more articles, and stay longer on sites. And then this last page is kind of what our current website looks right now. We were founded in basically January of this year, and our site has grown fast, relatively fast, I guess. I think compared to Twitter or something like that, but we get approximately 1 million unique users that visit every day, and that doesn't mean that there's other places where people can access content on the terminal and different options like that, but to our site and to our content, approximately around 1 million people, and traffic has been going up as people are getting excited about Apple, Google, stocks, and the various different kind of news, and as our interviews have picked up. Like the interview you see there with Andrew Ross Sorkin, who's a New York Times writer and wrote a book about Lehman Brothers, and just a very popular guy, and is often not like interviewed in a 30-minute kind of thing. You see people on CNBC with 2 or 3 minute clips. We take a different approach. We interview for 20 to 30 minutes. We find out how the person got to where they got and the different kinds of steps, to be successful. And that's next week when we have the Groupon founders on. We're going to talk about, they really weren't starting Groupon, it's something else. We're going to talk about how that changed and what happened, and et cetera. So those are some of the interesting things you don't hear about in the mainstream media. Is there anything you want to add, Alex? There's 30 seconds.
I think that about sums it up.
So that about sums it up, and if there's any questions, we'd be glad to answer.
What is your ask?
What is our what?
Ask.
What are you seeking? What's your ask? What do you want?
Here?
Yes.
People. To be honest, like we're looking to find programmers, more writers. Alex goes to school here, I'm a graduate, and it's hard to find good talent in this area, or at least it's harder than we thought it was. So we're but we had, there was an article on the cover of Craze about us. We had the option to go to Chicago, and through a couple different reasons we stayed here, and we've grown a company to be one of the fastest growing I would say the fastest growing financial news feed in 2010. We've grown it with local talent here, so we have done it. It's just may take more effort than in Chicago where everything's in one area and be able to locate people. So that is our ask. Now, raise money and stuff like that, we've been approached by VCs and stuff like that where we see our traffic. We just haven't taken that approach because, we didn't need to at that point, but things, can always change.
Wes, can I break?
With content, with the expectation that content is free, how do you make money?
That was my question.
Yeah, that's a great.
Yours too? Sorry.
That's a great question. There are multiple ways to make money. It takes time to write articles, and so if you're the Detroit Free Press, you have to hire writers, pay them X amount of dollars, and produce the articles. And you just made a point, if the content's free, how do you make money? Well, Detroit Free Press is, as you see, struggling, and they got rid of their paper distribution. They may come to us and cut their costs. They're used to paying the AP $5,000 to $10,000 a month. We're able to use our cost structure to our advantage and earn business that way. We also have premium products, subscription features that we launched and are doing great. And those feature things that you can't find anywhere else, you can't find for free. Basically, our platform for these people that won't write for free anywhere else and help. They basically help our traders that read our site make money, and that has been extremely successful.
Right here.
How do you
not, it's a great question again, they're not 400 editorial pieces a day. There's probably close to, I would say, like 50 to 70 pieces a day. A lot of it's news. News is a commodity, but you have to report it. So, for example, IBM has earnings. We have to report it. They have 14 cents compared to the consensus of 12 cents. That's a short article. That's probably 3 sentences, but we have to get it there for the traders that are depending on our content to decide if they're going to sell or buy. So in that 400 number, some articles are 3 sentences and aren't the editorial type piece that you'll see on the front page.
Over here.
The content providers write for free? That's one question. And the second thing is, how do you vet the expertise of the people who are doing the editorial comments?
Yeah, the content writers do not write for free. Then it would be, you know, it's hard to get quality people to write for free. I mean, I wish that was the case. They're internal in our office, couple offices, so there are a few external contributors, like Alex mentioned, that's the ex-regulator. That person just, you know, retired and wants to get exposure, and that person's a different scenario, but most of the people are in our office. And then you asked another question.
How do you vet the expertise?
I mean, it's a lot of background checks. We don't just hire people, and there's a lot of hiring and reviewing what they have before it ever goes live to the site. Just like how the Detroit Free Press would hire and interview and go through the various steps. I mean, he was the past editorial director of the Michigan Daily for the opinion section. So the people we have are very qualified, and I think that's what's allowed us to grow so quickly. I mean, we're distributed to top-notch partners. And people always say, they're like, when you see our content, they're like, how do you do this? And we hire quality people that can produce quality content.
And I'll forgive you for the remark you made about Michigan Town.
Well, you should. I told you, we stay here. It's like, we're always looking for more programs, you know, Drupal, MySQL, all those different things.
We'll talk about that. You're talking about writers.
Oh, there's a lot of writers in Michigan.
Steve, and then.
What was your strategy for starting up? How did you go from like nothing to, you know, millions of uniques in under a year?
I had experience in industry. I worked for Farrell, but the strategy for starting up was we thought there was a hole that had to be filled, and if we provided that content, people would come back. So at first, we were getting like 5,000 people a day at the most, or 5,000 page views. But we kept providing content that people couldn't find elsewhere. And you know, as we produce it, we see people copying us, and we have to keep innovating. That's every day is a new day, like innovating how about be unique. But there's more to the strategy, obviously, but you know.
How can you write short pieces and give long answers? All right, we're going to take one more question because you did your pitch.
This guy's a comedian.
Yeah, 4 minutes. It's the job. Right here.
What's your biggest challenge right now?
Biggest challenge right now. Good question. Development, I guess, like development, you know, like when our traffic hits certain levels, our site sometimes crawls, we were crashing. Whenever we had like 400 people on the site at one time, now it's 600, and we crash. So like we keep trying to upgrade servers, but as you do that, you incur more costs. And so we're at capacity, and like, do we take in money? Do we keep developing? Do we, you know, help new revenue come in? So it's development, it's figuring out where we want the growth to go and getting the right programmers in to help us achieve the success. Because we know we can't do it on our own.
Jason Rasnick and Alex Schiff from Benzinga.
Thank you very much.
All right, so this is the 7th inning stretch. This is the interstice when we bring on Robert Czachorski. So let me kick off by asking if you will please scratch your head and come up with all those interesting events for Global Entrepreneur Week, which is now. There's all sorts of stuff going on in West Michigan, in North Michigan, and even here in celebration of what's going on all around the world. Go to migew.org to see more of the fun stuff that's happening for Michigan's Global Entrepreneur Week. And then because the G in Global Entrepreneur Week is for global, stuff that's going on elsewhere as well. Here you go. Robert Czachorski had a very interesting entrepreneurship story. He ran the 440 hurdles with Desmond Howard. Who won?
Well, I did the hurdles, but he beat me in the sprint.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough. And so that's the best bring on I could do. Robert, take it from here.
Thanks, David. I'm Czachorski, co-founder of I3D Technologies. I3D is a clean water software company specializing in time series analysis and predictive modeling. In the last 5 years, we've been operating for 5 years. We've applied our technology to over 30 municipalities throughout the Midwest. All of these projects that you see were performed through consulting, partnerships with consulting engineering firms. And we realized that that is not going to allow us to scale our business to where we like. We're in the process of moving to a web-based software company. Our technology differentiators are that we provide data-centric tools, we have advanced predictive modeling, and we deliver our tools as software as a service. We don't see any other competitor providing even 2 of these in this market, and we're trying to do all 3. I want to just take a moment to define clean water. When I said clean water at the beginning, you might think I was strictly speaking about drinking water. Clean water is much more broad than that. It includes sanitary sewers, stormwater, and drinking water. After all, stormwater and treated sewage is discharged to the right place we draw the clean water from. These are all related to the hydrologic cycle, and I3D is charging all of them. The nation's clean water infrastructure has major reinvestment needed. There are tens of thousands of overflows and hundreds of thousands of main breaks every year. If you look at the funding that's needed, clearly the amount of funding greatly exceeds the resources available. There's going to be a demand and there is a need for tools to help optimize and prioritize these improvements. That's where I3D comes in. The clean water infrastructure in the U.S. contains hundreds of thousands of facilities, treatment plants, pump stations, pipe. You're looking at the MC tower there. We're just looking miles from there. These facilities generate a massive amount of data, thousands and thousands of time series measurements all the time. Utilities need better tools to extract intelligence and make decisions from this data, and that's what we do. So what does the data look like? I want to spend as much time as possible talking about water and data. This is a sample of what we call a diagonal pattern from a water system. Quite simple when it looks like this. It's just peaks in the day and bottoms out at night. It was only that easy all the time. When we look at drought conditions in a water system, and we bring the rainfall down from the top, you can see an increase in the flow during a drought condition. Well, very clearly, how much that flow increases in the drought is going to relate to how expensive it is to upgrade this system or to build improvements. We use models to predict that in the size upgrades. Of course, also you see this big spike that occurs during the first drought. When it happens, there's a question of, gee, is that caused by the drought or by a water main break? Advanced models can help answer that question. That's what we do. On the sewer side, the flow does just the opposite. When it rains, the flows spike. And so in this case, the more the flows spike, the bigger the improvements may be needed to fix the system. These systems are even more complex because the same input of rainfall can produce a very different output. This is where our models come in. So what do? We use our models to primarily do 2 things. The first is to do system design for upgrades. We can take observations like you see on the left and make projections as to what's going to happen during some design condition like you see on the right. So we use it for sizing, design, and capital upgrades. The second thing that we do is what we call smart water and smart sewer systems. This is a new tool we're building. We're branding H2O metrics. And the idea is that you can use these models to detect problems in the system. In this case, let's say we have some pumps that pump into a water system with a water tower. Now, a lot of data is collected from the system for controls. You may have flows and pressures at the station, levels at the water tower, and the control system uses all that data to make decisions on how to control the system. That's great. It's kind of a dumb system, if you will, though. What we need to do is extract intelligence from that system so when something's going wrong, the system will tell you what's happening. So in this case, we will compare measurements of pressure to a predictive model of pressure from past observations. If we see the pressure dropping off from what's predicted, it might tell us there's a problem with the pumps. Maybe there's a problem with the electrical system or something's jamming in there. So it tells you to go do some work on your pumps. If you have a water main leak, for example, you might also see that flows drifting out from the model. Now it's real simple when I draw the graph with straight lines and real simple repeating patterns. But when we factor in drought and wet weather and all the complexities, that's where these enhanced models come in to be able to do this. So just in closing, we've received seed funding in August, just recently to build our tools out as software as a service. We're seeking a further round of funding to build the H2O metrics platform. And we're an Ann-Arbor-based company. My partner and I both ran Ann Arbor. He's in Silicon Valley. We could have easily built this business in Silicon Valley, but we're both we're very excited about this tech culture we see building in Ann Arbor. We want to build a company here. And my ask is, we're looking for Python developers. If anyone knows of anyone looking for a job or has experience with Python, please send them our way.
I have to say, civil engineering is still geeky. All right, we might have made fun of them in school, but you know what? They're engineers too. And you gave a great talk. It reminded me of a talk that Watt IQ gave about the same thing for doing modeling for electric power in buildings. In the back here, and then right here, and then you.
How is data acquired? Is it in line, or is it municipalities like push you the data and then you analyze it?
It's collected a whole host of ways. There's sensors in the system, and they're usually collected through a central, what's called a SCADA system. And once that data is collected by the municipality through their SCADA system, we can attack it either as a one-time download or through the web as a continuous stream. Prefer the continuous stream for the time.
Right here? That was your question too? Anybody else want to know how they get paid? Okay. How do you make money?
We make money by licensing the software. We have two different revenue models that we use. For projects, for consulting projects, we charge on a per use, per node basis. And for H2Metrics, we're originally doing an annual subscription, also per node, price per node.
Do you charge a Columbus a premium?
Yeah, you know.
Okay, good. Yep. That's I'm dying here. Okay.
Do you have a means to demonstrate your tool to prospective customers?
We do. Just recently launched our website. First thing we did when we got our seed funding is get a website up. And we have a tool right now that exists as a standalone software product on this computer. And I put up a series of 7 or 8 demo videos. So you can go to our website, I3DTech.com, and watch a whole host of videos that show how our model works, how to use, what makes it superior. Does that answer your question? You still seem perplexed.
That wasn't exactly what I was looking for. I was thinking perhaps of a simulation of a water system to show how your system then would respond to events that might occur in the water system.
Sure, of course. As a matter of fact, when I'm pitching this to new customers, I'll commonly actually pull the long way up on my computer screen and show an actual simulation with real data and demonstrate exactly how our tool would work.
Steve, and then back.
You said this is a SaaS-based system, but it also seems like it's in an application that would require like reliability and redundancy. How do you handle that, like in the event that an internet connection drops out or something like that?
That is a great question, and one that my partner and I argue with over almost every day. I am of the opinion that if that plug gets pulled out, the civil engineers want the ability to keep on working. You can't be relying on a web connection. He's coming more from the Silicon Valley software culture and is thinking, what's the big deal if we have a web connection? We have 99.whatever% uptimes. So this is an ongoing debate, and one we haven't solved yet.
So the answer is civil engineers built the pyramids, and electrical engineers can't even count to 2. They can only count to 1.
I'm a civil engineer. I don't everything back to redundancy, and he's more the software guy. Just let it rock. So we have to figure that out. Good question.
Do you have any plans to go international at all?
We do. I'm putting together a business plan for H2Metrics right now, and certainly has application all over the world. I estimate the worldwide market is 5 times larger than the U.S. market, so that's a few years off for us. We're going to establish in the U.S. first, and then once we get our tools launched, we'll evaluate the worldwide market. It's definitely
guys rock. We can get 3 questions in. 1, 2, 3.
So you just had to close the seed round. The next round is for.
The seed round is to build the sewer tool, the sewer modeling tool, which we've been using. That graph, that map I put up, those are all sewer customers. We're using the seed round to get that as SaaS. The next round we'd like to use to build out the H2Metrics platform for more broader water resources, and then market.
Is there an advantage to your being in Michigan in the middle of the Great Lakes?
Well, I actually think that there is. I think that's why we're able to start here. Michigan's clean water resources leadership was 5 to 10 years ahead of the rest of the country. We've been doing things in Michigan that they're just starting to do in other parts of the country doing for 5 to 10 years. So that's given us a huge advantage, getting ahead of the curve for what's coming from the industry.
Is there federal or stimulus money for this sort of application for customers in that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you the first part.
Is there federal or stimulus money for water monitoring and data like this? Or
There was a tremendous amount of stimulus money put into projects. Our tool will be more on the front end, the study and design side, but certainly that stimulus money can be used for that.
Robert Czachorski from I3D Technologies. All right, if you've finished scratching your head, now I want to get all of the events that are happening for this month, because I'm not going to see all you guys again until November. Then we can do them at the end, we can do them while Ed sets up, but the goal here is that everybody should know about the great entrepreneurship events that are going on in this region, whether it's part of Global Entrepreneur Week or not. And we have the New Enterprise Forum, which meets at the Holiday Inn North on Plymouth Road, 5:30 on Tuesday. Hold on, cover up the camera for a second. If you say you're with GLEQ, you get in free. Okay, you can turn it back on. And go to newenterpriseforum.org to learn more about that group. That's a group that could cross-pollinate this one rather well. Soon we're going to have a presentation from Ed Farrell. Ed, how long have we known each other, Ed? It's been a dozen years, 4 startups. Ed is like my poster boy of a serial entrepreneur, and so he goes to these events like this one, like New Enterprise Forum, where I'm going to see him on Thursday. And there's 100 people in the room, and he thinks to himself, there's about 5 people here who I really, really want to talk to. So that was the mother of invention for Crowdjuice. Let's hear all about it. Ed and Steve. Doug is another one of our organizers. And that icon that Steve had put up there was, if these guys continue, then they're going to sell it to Doug. Okay, meanwhile, Doug has brought a whole bunch of virtual goods to sell to you. And Amanda Chaco, if you are here, just shut me up anytime. Our fifth presenter didn't identify herself to me, so I'm just going to run this one out. It's you. You're waving at me. Yes, you. If you wave at me, I'm going to wave back. Hello. So, in recognition of this fine audience that has asked incredibly incisive questions and polysyllabically, we have some good stuff to give away, and the way we're going to give it away is a little unique. Can I have the hands, please, of the people who signed up for this meetup at meetup.com? Okay. Can I have the hands, please, of the people who aren't the people with their hands up? I have an apology. You're not going to win anything.
Aww.
I'm sorry. But you will sign up next time, and we're going to have more goodies next time. And the whole point of signing up is not so that these guys can like socially stalk you. It's so that you can win stuff. All right, so I'm going to give away a few of the goodies from the stage, and it's going to be done on the basis of predicting your meetup sign-up number. So if you think that you signed up early, pick a low number. If you think you signed up late, pick a high number. As close as you get, write down your number and your email and give it to me, and I will win. The people who got closest to their number will win. This is how we improvise here at A2Newtech Meetup, because Doug shows up in the middle of the goods, and I say, have you got the Venture Hacks Bible? He goes, it's virtual. I go, well, what about the Startup Lessons Learned ebook? Ebook. So I've got a list of goodies here, and what I want you to do is get your card or your slip or your chit, because you're causing me some work now. Yes, I've committed to do this. Write down the number of your meetup. If you're early signer-upper, that's a low number. If you're a late signer-upper, that's a high number. I don't know. I don't know. Look around.
Want our email address?
There's some people who signed up who didn't come. There's some people who came who didn't sign up. So count yourselves. And then the person who gets the closest gets their first pick of the Startup Lessons Learned ebook, the Venture Hacks Bible, the 12-month subscription to Hacker Monthly. Okay, that's a good one. The Entrepreneur's Guide to Customer Development. Customer development. We heard 2 speeches on customer development out of 4. Andrew Chen and Sean Ellis have a series of ebooks. We're giving those away. Now, this is a really nice... can we do this? All right, we're giving away a Chargeify account credit of $200. And you can spend Chargeify at a lot of very interesting places. Or a custom 1-800 number for new Grasshopper shoppers. Grasshopper used to be called...
MyGovEmail.
Yep. So those are the prizes, and we're going to give away half of them this time. We're going to give away half of them next time as an incentive for the rest of you folks to sign up for A2Newtech. We can't tell you just yet who the stellar lineup of November A2Newtech presenters are going to be, but at least one of them showed up here expecting to present tonight, and I wish he had stuck around because Amanda didn't. I think the rule is if you stand us up, you don't come back. You're a very forgiving guy, though. I'm the hard ass. Yeah. All right, so a couple more events for the head scratchers. On the 20th, we've got the Bio Arbor. Bio Arbor is the social arm of MishBio. They get together and have a schmooze and a presentation, very much like the Knights of the Marketing Roundtable. That's at Spark Central tomorrow. Sorry?
This week it's at the NCR.
Thank you, Wes. Where's it?
North Campus Research Complex, otherwise known as Old Pfizer.
Old Pfizer, right. Oh, I'm going just to see that place. Thank you very much for keeping me honest. And then on the 26th, at Melange downtown is Hot Shots. Hot Shots is is just like a job fair, only with hors d'oeuvres. So that's the evening of the 26th. Read about these events and more at any of the several entrepreneur activity calendars. And do we have another one over here? You had another event? You didn't have another event? You just like to scratch your head? Yep. Right here, Dave.
Mobile Monday.
Mobile Monday
is tomorrow.
Tell us about it.
Is tomorrow.
How is that possible?
It's Ann Arbor, and we do things different here.
Okay, what's Mobile Monday, Dave? Tell us about it.
Our speaker had to reschedule, so we are meeting tomorrow at SRT Solutions. Networking stuff starts at 6:30. Mobile Monday is an event for people who are interested in mobile. You can be developers, you can be marketing. Basically, Mobile Monday is about getting everybody, all the stakeholders into the same room. So if you're interested in mobile, it's a great place to be.
At what time?
6:30, I believe, is when the networking stuff starts. I think the presentations start at 7. I'm not completely sure. There's a meetup.
Entrepreneur announcements in the back?
Detroit NewTech.
Yes!
Sister of the Ann Arbor NewTech. We actually are going to have our debut meeting on Wednesday, November 3rd at the Wayne State University.
Where at Wayne State? It's kind of a big school.
The new Engineering Development Center building.
Got it.
Can you put a link
Sir,
on
what?
the NewTech Meetup webpage?
What he said.
No, it's not linked. It doesn't exist.
Will you do that? Or send it to organizers at A2Newtech.org. All right?
I can do that.
We'll get it up there. Thank you. Any others? Going once, going twice. Yes?
General announcements?
Bring it.
I work for a small software company that does church software. We're looking for possibly up to 2 .NET, C#, ASP programmer types. I'm a QA, so you can talk to me. It's an awesome place to work. We started as a startup here in Ann Arbor, been here ever since. So.
Awesome.
What's the name of the company?
Huh?
What's the name of the company?
ParishSoft.
Oh.
Yep. There you go. So ParishSoft is hiring. Call Amy Sell. Get in on that hors d'oeuvres thing next week.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else? Doug.
We're hiring at cybersecurity, so we're looking for other Python app developers, web developers, or UI UX folks.
Who said it was hard to find you?
It will be if you keep
Okay,
hiring.
come and shower me with slips predicting your number in the A2Newtech sign-up rolls, and we'll be giving away these goods. We've got your information, of course, because you signed up on Newtech. Those folks who didn't sign up on Newtech, we'll see you next month. We stand adjourned. Thank you very much. I'm going to be up here.
I was ready. I didn't give you the cue. And I was concerned on time. Hey.